I'm Megan,
I'm Christy.
and we are
Homebrew.
Murder Crew.
Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Hello, everybody. Whoops. Whoops. It is Tuesday for you guys.
Sunday for us.
Sunday for us. Tuesday, January 27th for you guys, our listeners. And we're coming at you with a microbrew a la Christy. So,
Yes.
as we do, except for last week, we kind of bantered a bit. So we're going to get right into it today. It's going to be a shorty, but that's what these are.
Yeah.
So,
What you got for us today, Christy?
so I want to preface this by saying
Your face. I have no idea what this is going to be, guys, but
this is going to possibly stir some political emotion in some people. But it's not something that we're not going to get really into the politics of it because number one, I don't know enough about the political space to have an educated opinion on it. I might have my opinions, but I can't promise that they're educated. So just keep that in mind as we go through this.
Okay.
And that's all. And then for our listeners, if you have any comments, of course, you know where to find us. So,
Yeah.
but just be nice, okay? So, Megan's scared.
I
now.
am scared.
Don't be scared.
I don't love political topics.
So, the reason why I chose this one is, and I don't even know how I found it exactly, but it came up, and it's just kind of good timing to bring it up, and it is kind of lighthearted. Like, I don't know if you've heard of this before.
Okay.
Have you heard of the Whisky War?
Okay, that's not where I thought you were going. But yes, I have. Is that between Ontario and Manitoba?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought it was the Crown Royal.
No.
Oh no. Okay,
We'll get into it here. So
because that's current. That's current
that is
events.
current, but there's this. Yeah, you'll understand once I start talking
Okay.
about
Does it have
here.
to do with this?
Well, Canada's involved.
Okay, but does it have to do with the incident where Ford dumped out the Crown Royal and then Wob Canoe was like, whoa. No, okay, never mind that.
No.
I have not heard of the Whisky Wars then.
This one takes us back to like the 70s when it all starts. But,
okay.
So the Arctic used to be a quiet part of the world, but today it's the center of global politics.
Oh,
okay. So because of climate change,
Greenland, you mean?
Yeah, well, just in general, the Arctic at this point.
Iceland.
No, it's Greenland that we're going to be talking about.
I'm joking.
Yeah, okay. But because of climate change and melting ice, the region is becoming easier to reach, leading to new arguments over who owns the land and its resources.
Mm-hmm.
Two major stories help explain this shift, and one is the Whisky War and the much more serious modern-day tension over whether the United States should buy Greenland or whether they even have the power to do that.
I don't think they intend to buy it. Well, I think that's why it's such a big issue.
No, well, that's the thing is like, and again, we're not going to get too much into the political part of it, but like Trump is saying like, we're going to do this nicely, and like, we're going to do this peacefully, and so his intent right now is to put a price on it to buy it, and then who knows what's going to happen when that doesn't happen. But anyways, I digress.
We should buy Alaska.
Alaska
should be part of Canada.
I don't even know if he knows that Alaska exists as a part of the United States. I'm really not sure.
Oh, okay.
But I wanted to also ask our American friends, our American listeners, how are you doing?
Yeah.
Because things are fucking grim down there, and I am so sorry for all the turmoil and everything that you guys are experiencing with Trump, what Trump's doing, ICE, etc. It's terrible. Again, not getting into that right now, but just wanting you to know that we feel for you and reach out if there's anything you want to express or anything, and take care of yourselves.
Yeah, every time I open my phone, I'm like, not today, Satan.
Not today, Satan. So let's get back to whiskey. The Whisky War is the world's friendliest conflict. Okay. Something that Trump could take a page or two from this. All right. For nearly 50 years, 50 years, Canada and Denmark, as we know, Denmark represents Greenland. They were involved in a unique war over Hans Island. This Hans Island is this tiny uninhabited limestone rock that measures only 1.2 square kilometers.
Is it even an island?
Okay,
or is it just a rock?
Hold on to your
How is it being
butts
classified
here.
as a like? See, Martin and I today we were walking our dogs on the side of the river, and so it's just gonna be a filler while you search. There was a rock out in the middle of the river. And Martin and I like argued about it because he thought it was like a beaver. And I was like, it's a rock. And we argued about it. So is it a rock or is it an island? Because, I mean, it was just a rock, by the way, guys.
Well,
it was not a
this
damn
is gonna
beaver.
be bigger than a beaver rock, but like, I mean, it's...
Oh, okay.
Why?
Oh, the keyboard.
Hold on to your butts.
Anyways, it was a rock. Martin thought it was a otter. He told me not to talk about him tonight. Not an otter, a beaver. Sorry, a beaver.
I don't know why this isn't working. Why am I... Hans Island. Can I not just search it?
We don't want AI mode. Okay, do AI mode.
Images.
Oh my. Oh, wow. Okay. Is that real? Is it half ours and half theirs?
It's okay. So hold on.
Sorry.
Hold on. You're looking at too many pictures at once here.
Yeah, there's too much going on here.
Let me just get this up.
It's so cute. It's a rock, guys.
So I'm gonna do screen share. It never just shares the whatever. This is it. This is it. This is Hans Island. So it's a rock, but it's an island. But it's, like I said, it's only 1.2 square kilometers in total. So there you have it.
Interesting. Okay. So now I can envision it in my head while you tell the story. Continue.
And then I've completely lost my place here. So
I think you've told me about this.
No, I've never known about this before.
Okay.
So it's uninhabited. It's uninhabited. It's limestone rock. It measures only 1.2 square kilometers. It's located exactly in the middle of the water separating Canada's Ellesmere Island and Greenland. So it's literally, and I'll put this up if you're not watching this on Patreon and seeing the video, or on YouTube, because you can watch this on YouTube too. It's a speck. It is a speck in between these places. So it's but it's limestone. And the trouble began in 1973 when the two countries drew a line in the ocean and to decide who owned what. But they couldn't agree on who owned Hans Island. So they just left a gap in the map and decided to deal with it later. In 1984, the dispute turned into the Whisky War.
I like this.
So Canadian soldiers visited the island and they just planted their flag there and they left a bottle of Canadian whiskey.
Oh, no.
Soon after, so they claimed it as theirs. Soon after, the Danish minister for Greenland visited, swapped the flag for a Danish one, and left a bottle of Danish schnapps, along with a note that said, "Welcome to the Danish island."
Oh, no.
And so for the next few decades...
Did they leave the whiskey? I'd like to know. Did they drink the whiskey? Did they, I'm curious. Right? I would have.
And then so for the next few decades, the two countries just took turns visiting the island. It's just the most petty, preschool, playground fight,
Yeah.
Like who claims what or whatever. And then, so for the next few decades, they continued to do this, and each time they would take down the other country's flag and leave behind a bottle of their own national liquor. And it was a pseudo confrontation, so a way for both sides to say they owned the land without actually hurting anybody.
Yeah,
shocking. The rivalry even went digital in 2005 when both sides bought Google ads to argue their claim.
Oh, jeez. This is the most unserious thing ever.
Yeah. It's wild. It's so fun. It's just wild. So let's talk about some roots here. So Canada and Greenland are actually much closer than most people realize.
Yeah.
We're separated by only 26 kilometers at the narrowest point. And their relationship stretches back over 1,000 years through shared migration, exploration, and survival.
Mm-hmm.
Around 1,000 years ago, contrary to popular belief and the whole Christopher Columbus and whoever we think first came to Canada, Vikings actually from Iceland and Greenland became the first Europeans to reach the shores of Canada, settling
in Newfoundland.
Yeah, settling briefly in places like Newfoundland.
Gross more.
Leaf something was his name.
Oh.
Was the first guy there
Yeah.
or something. For centuries, the Inuit peoples of both regions crossed the ice-covered waters to hunt and visit family, long before modern borders ever existed.
Newfoundland is also just an island, so they didn't go mainland. They only went.
Yeah. Greenland's modern colonial history began in 1721 with the arrival of the missionary Hans Egede. Meanwhile, in 1880, the United Kingdom transferred all its remaining Arctic territories to Canada via the Adjacent Territories Order, a move Canada later used to justify its claim to Hans Island. So, fair. And then during World War II, the relationship took on new strategic importance because when Germany invaded Denmark in 1940, Greenland was left vulnerable. Canada and the US worked together, shocking, I know, and sometimes they competed, to secure the island. Canada even prepared a secret military plan called Force X to protect Greenland's cryolite mines, which provided a mineral essential for making aluminum for warplanes. That's kind of like exclusive to the Arctic.
Interesting.
Yeah. This era solidified the idea of North American Arctic as a single defensive zone. The strongest bond between the two nations is the Inuit culture. In the 1920s and 30s, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, herein referred to as RCMP, relied heavily on Greenlandic Inuit, known as, oh God, you guys, Inuit, Inuit, Inughut. It could all just be silent and still be Inuit. I don't know. But, or as quote unquote special constables. These expert guides and hunters were the only reason the Mounties were actually even able to survive and establish a presence in Canada's high Arctic, because who the fuck could do that otherwise without the expertise of these people? Like, my God. Today, this bond continues through the Inuit Circumpolar Council, or the ICC, founded in 1977 to unite Inuit across Canada, Greenland, Alaska, and Russia. One of their primary focuses, is the...
I hate this. See, I got a couple of those and bad pronunciations of words and things.
So it's the North Water Polynya, or the Picula Source Swak. Oh, you guys, I'm so sorry. An area of open water between Canada and Greenland. So the North Water Polynya is what I can articulate to you. Okay. Which is the area of open water between Canada and Greenland that is one of the most biologically rich regions in the Arctic and a vital traditional hunting ground for both populations. I'm really into the ocean last
You
couple
are.
episodes.
We have been both of us.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
I did a few ocean ones at the end of 2025 too.
So then on June 14th of 2022, the Whisky War officially ended. Yes, that's right. June 14th, 2022 is when the Whisky War officially ended.
I'm sad it ended.
I know. But it's for good reason. So when Canada's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Melanie Joly, and Danish Foreign Minister Jeppe Kofod signed a formal agreement in Ottawa and exchanged bottles of whiskey to mark the occasion.
Oh.
Fuck yes.
I love it.
Canada and Denmark agreed to divide Hans Island roughly in half along its natural ridge.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So we own half of an island that Denmark owns the other half? Yeah. We should travel there.
So it's funny because I was like,
do they have a border? Like, would we have to, is there like somebody?
I don't think they have somebody
so we could go there and
there. No, it's just like a bottle of whiskey and schnapps. Like, You have to show your passport too or something.
Yeah.
Get a stamp. You just have to like take a shot, spit on it or something. I don't
Yeah.
know. But I was looking for flights to Greenland, and there's no direct flights from Calgary to Greenland, for example.
Yeah.
You'd have to find a connecting flight, WestJet or Arctic Air or something like that. But a round trip for an individual is roughly like over $1,000.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but
They don't want us to leave.
I know. But I've always looked at those little tiny islands above Canada, and I'm like, I just want to fucking go there one day, you know? Just fuck off and
I know.
be there. So, 2022, this happened. They divided it in half around along its natural ridge. And the timing of this was important because Russia had recently invaded Ukraine.
Yeah.
Canada and Denmark wanted to show the world that friends can solve land arguments peacefully using liquor. Just kidding. using international law. And as a result of this deal, Canada and Denmark now share a land border.
I love
Canada
that.
no longer borders only the United States.
Oh, I never knew. I never thought.
I know. I
just got
goosebumps when you're like, oh, I know. So the agreement also ensures that the local Inuit people can still move freely across the whole island to hunt and fish just as they have for centuries. So it doesn't affect that at all.
That's beautiful.
Which is wonderful. So why is everybody looking at Greenland? So while the Hans Island fight was lighthearted, the modern situation in Greenland is obviously much more intense. Greenland is the world's largest island, and its location makes it extremely valuable for military and economic reasons. The U.S. government, particularly under Donald Trump, views Greenland as essential for national security because it sits directly in the path that missiles would take if they were fired at North America from places like Russia or China. But also, I think Donald Trump fails to remember the fact that that Alaska is part of the United States, which is literally like a finger touch away.
Yeah. It's attached to us.
Yes, that too. So I don't know. But the U.S. already runs a major base there, which is called Pituffik Space Base, that uses radar to watch for incoming missiles. And as Arctic ice melts, it's also becoming easier to get to Greenland's natural resources. So there's vital minerals. Greenland has some of the world's biggest supplies of rare earth elements. And these minerals used to make everything from electric cars to high-tech weapons.
That makes sense. It all makes sense now.
Yeah,
that's why he wants it.
That's a factor. Melting ice is also opening up, new paths for ships that could make a trade between Asia and Europe much faster. Depends how much how many tariffs you put on the fucking ship, but otherwise it doesn't matter. And then the U.S. wants to control these resources so it doesn't have to rely on other countries like China for important materials.
Interesting.
And speaking of tariffs, the Trump administration has put heavy pressure on Denmark to sell Greenland. To force a deal, the U.S. has threatened or imposed tariffs up 10% to 25% on goods from European allies like Denmark, France, and the UK. And Trump has argued that if the U.S. doesn't take over Greenland, Russia or China will eventually move in. But Greenland's a sovereign, even though it's owned by Denmark, they're still sovereign. It's not up for sale.
No.
So I just don't understand why we can't just live and let live. Oh my God, I'm just. Anyways, this is the political part of it that I didn't, because everybody's going to get fired up about it. So Canada's caught in the middle, of course. Canada finds itself in a difficult spot because it's stuck geographically between the United States and Greenland, quite literally, making it a key player in this new reality for the North. I mean, he's even because we're opening a trade route for China, he's going to impose 100% tariffs on Canada.
Yeah.
It's going to ruin our economy.
Yeah.
So Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney has stayed firm in supporting Denmark and Greenland's right to choose their own future. Canada is also taking new steps to protect its own northern interests. Canada is opening a diplomatic office in Nuuk, which is the capital of Greenland, to build closer ties. Canada has appointed a special official to lead its diplomatic efforts in the Arctic, and Canada has committed to being tougher in the region, including more military training and scientific research. So the story of the Arctic is changing fast.
It is.
And the Whisky War showed that countries can solve problems with a sense of humor and respect for international law.
Yeah.
However, the current crisis over Greenland shows that the Arctic is now a place of high stakes competition. For countries like Canada and Denmark, the goal is to keep the Arctic a peaceful region where decisions are made through cooperation, even as the world's most powerful nations compete for control over the new North.
Oh boy.
And that, my friends, was the Whisky War. and
I love
touching on some current
though.
events. Yeah.
I love that though. That's
know.
so humble.
Yeah.
Like if only the rest of the world could behave that peacefully.
I know.
We would not be in the situation we're in today.
It's really scary.
The world is an ugly, ugly place right now.
I saw, pardon me, somebody, now this is, take this with a grain of salt. I mean, I seen this reel on Facebook, and it was somebody sharing like their photography of the mountains and stuff, but they were sharing also like a voiceover of a woman reading an excerpt from the Diary of Anne Frank. Speaking of like, you know, children are going home to find that their parents have been taken, and, you know, it's grim. And the fact that this happened however many years ago, I don't know off the top of my head, but like years and years and years ago, and then it's like repeating. History's repeating itself almost, because
it's always a vicious cycle though. Everything that what goes around comes around. It's just like we're stuck in this vortex where everything just kind of repeats itself.
Yeah, that's why
we never learn from our mistakes.
No. And it's like the little man doesn't really have much of a say. You know, we vote, but like it just doesn't seem to make a difference. Like, why is everybody still pissed off? I mean, we vote, and then the opposite person that you vote for wins by vote a majority. But like, I never see anybody happy about that outcome. So it's like, then who the fuck voted for them? But I guess being on the West Coast versus the East Coast, which has the majority of seats, you know.
Yeah.
But again, not to get overly political or anything like that. But this is the point where I'm like fucking waiting for the aliens to just take me. Bring the rapture. I don't fucking know.
That's what I'm like. That's what I was thinking about. I was like, the rapture. Let's do it.
Yeah.
I'll stay here.
Not having fun.
I'll probably be stuck here to burn in whatever this is. But honestly, like,
and again, like Canada I mean, we're not facing the same violence that they're facing.
No,
in the
not
States,
even close.
You know, I don't know. It's just a matter of time, or it's scary. It's the unknown. But like to see what's going on in Minnesota, man, like you guys are in our hearts. And I mean, thoughts and prayers. But no, I think somebody needs to do something. I'm not going to say it on here, but I'll say it off camera.
Yeah, I feel you. It's very real what's going on out there, and it's you're right. It could make its way here. I don't want that to happen, but
so
every time I open my phone, I'm like, fuck.
I know. So I want everybody to dig deep into their cabinets. Take that whiskey out. Just take a shot.
Take a shot of whiskey.
And when you do, find us on our socials and comment cheers. So you can find us on Facebook and Instagram at Homebrew Murder Crew.
We are on, what did you just say?
Facebook and Instagram.
Okay. You can email us at homebrewmurdercrew@gmail.com.
Yeah, you can send us a photo of you taking a shot.
Do it, and we'll share it on our socials.
Or schnapps. Yeah.
Or message us on Facebook or Instagram. There's lots of, you know what? It's 2026. There's ways to get a hold of us.
Yeah, exactly.
You'll find us.
Yeah. So. Anyways, thanks for listening. Okay. Stay tuned for Thursday's full-length episode that we're going to record right now.
Bye.